I could you bubble for me. And I love when you do the trouble bubble. I put your body on me. Rock with the rest of my...
Hola, ¿cómo están? Estamos acá en The Docta Show. Estos son los interviews especiales y exclusivos para todos ustedes. Por acá los saluda Docta Rhythm Selecta, el encargado pues de llevar a cabo esta introducción. ¿Por qué introducción? Porque les vamos a presentar un gran artista. Un artista que viene con un mensaje súper positivo, que viene trabajando lyrics súper fuertes que están pegando en la sociedad hoy en día y que son muy importantes. Esos son los mensajeros que necesitamos. Así que los voy a dejar hoy presentándoles al señor Jerome Adrian Smith, a.k.a. Jah Lil. Welcome, Jerome. This is the Docta Show.
Yeah, man. Blessings, man. Thank you so much for having me on the Docta Show. It's a pleasure, you know.
Thank you, and I want to say thanks to Kai also that he made this possible. Okay, so today let's start with your history, your beginnings. What happened? I know you start in the gospel side, but before that, what you got? You since a kid, you start with music, or you just found it as a teenager, or what happened with Jah Lil on the beginnings?
All right, as I say again, time out to say I appreciate you having me here, and bless up and much respect. In terms of music and how I was involved before JCDC, I mean in Jamaica, we don't really have much colleges for music and stuff like that. So you just have like one, but for every youth in our backyard, every youth from the corner, our university would be, when a car pass, we hear the music in the car, dance, a lot of dance keep in Jamaica, so that would be our university. So you find that a lot of people are involved in music indirectly, not knowing that they're involved, because you hear it every time, you're in the environment every time at the dance hall. So for me, that as young as age 4 or 5, I found myself singing along to music from Gregory Isaac, Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, and things went further. One of the biggest universities as well, when it comes down to music in Jamaica, is the church. So you find that most people in the music industry, they tell you that their background is, they began in church, and it's a similar story for almost every Jamaican artist. You begin singing in church because, as me say, we don't have access to music universities, where you can further, develop your craft and stuff like that. So at singing at 5, you don't really take things serious, but as me say, you're indirectly involved in the music industry because, you're hearing it on the day-to-day basis. Even me, myself, at 5 years old, I didn't know that I want to be involved in music, but as time progressed, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, you find that I'm heavily linked and involved in church. So I used to sing on the choir, I play music. I used to play the keyboards at church, stuff like that. From then, I transitioned to, the gospel competition because the thing is that I wanted recognition. I wanted to be known, for this talent that I have. So I wanted a medium where I could get introduced to the industry, and the gospel competition was the only way for me, at the time. So I'm grateful for that opportunity, because I won that competition, so I got a lot of eyes on me. So what I wanted, what I aimed for, it was successful, so I give thanks for that.
That's great. And as you say, most of the artists start like in the church way, and that's their school. But also, this kind of like competitions that you won. Also, we know a lot of artists that was the first step to go outside and like tour the world and everything. So I think that's a great start, if we can see it as a start, right?
Definitely it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about this competition. It was in 2011, and it was a gospel competition. You were like 21 years at that time, right?
Around 19, 20 at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the competition, as I say, I wanted a way to enter the music industry. I didn't know how, but I wanted a way. I wanted some form of, medium, as I say, to be a part of the music industry, because at that point in time I realized that I was talented enough, to give this talent to people, you know what I mean? So I wanted a way for producers to see me. So when I entered the competition, it was solely for that reason. And the fact that at that time I was going through a lot, emotionally, mentally, I was actually going through a breakup at that young age, you know what I mean? So I was going through a lot in terms of family too. Around that time, a family member died, so it was just a lot of things. So I wanted, some form of release, and I saw the competition as that as well, because there were a lot of gatherings, there were a lot of, virgin ship, people and people gather, we talk about stuff, so that was important for me at that point in time, So I entered it not with the intention to win it, to be honest, as me say. I just wanted some recognition. I just wanted to feel love. I just wanted family feeling. Yeah. But everybody in the competition knew that I would have won the competition, except for me. Yeah.
As you enter for the end, yeah, man.
Yeah. So I was so surprised. Yeah, I was so surprised. When they say, and the winner is Jah Lil, for me it was so surprising for me, but everybody knew, and people were identifying the talent, at that time. Sometimes when you think you are talented, you alone think this thing, so to get that, to get that love from other people, and that confirmation from other people was important for me too,
Well, you got it and you won, and that's the thing. So that's a great lesson, I think, for everybody, that we need to focus and want it and work for it, and at the end you will get it. Maybe you can see it, you can see around you what's going on, but most of the people that support you knows that before you, even before us, that when we're working. So that's awesome. What a great message, man.
True.
Yeah, man. So at the end of this competition, you got the blessing to work with Danny, right? With Danny Brownie. That was
Yeah, man. So at the end of the competition, I got the chance to work with first the John Williams. So this person is a well-known, producer in Jamaica. He's really big in the orchestral Jamaican orchestra. Really, really good producer. So I had the chance to work with him first, and I learned a lot from him, because even engineering and stuff like that, I get to learn from him, how to deliver better, how to even write better, I learned from him. And then after that I transitioned, to Danny Brownie, which it was meant to be, it was meant, even at that particular time, it was meant to be, for us to meet and to work together and stuff like that, because it took us like the first attempt, the first song, which is One Wrong, One Right, that we did, to create a big noise in the industry. Like, who is this? Yeah, who is this youth? Who is this Jah Lil person? You know what I mean? So in Europe, in Africa, everybody was, tuned in to me. And the chemistry between me and Danny Brownie is amazing. Because he's not just somebody that focus on the music business, but he really loves the music, So if you should take away the money from it and all the profit and stuff like that, he would still be doing music. I really like that about him, and he's also a humanitarian. He cares about everything that I go through, not just the musical side, but every side, the emotional side, the family side, everything. So for me it was really important, to meet Danny Brownie. And he is one of the reasons why, I'm in this position today,
What a jump, right? It was from that competition right to Brownie, and like the heat right there, and start your plays on Europe and Africa. So it's a big jump in a couple of years, maybe 4 years.
Yeah, man. It took When I entered the competition, as I said, I started working with John Williams, and I was with him for a while. You know, I was learning the business and stuff like that because I was pretty young at that time. So I was learning the business, you know, learning how to mix the master, stuff like that, because I can do those things, you know. So that took around like 3-4 years, and then after that I met Danny Brownie. And when I met Danny Brownie, that is where, you know, everything just exploded, you know.
Yeah, good for you, man. We're really happy for that. I know Costa Rica will love those 2 tracks and also the tracks we have before. I'm talking about those 2 tracks with SillyWalks. We're gonna talk later, but it's the music we love. And you took that topic specific that it's pretty important. It's not just working music or just working in reggae music. You gotta love it, and you gotta feel the passion to be in it, because it's not just the money. Usually, it's not always money in every single business. So I think that's very important, and I really identify with that, and I'm pretty sure Costa Rica is one of those. Hopefully we can get you here soon.
Yeah, man. It would be a nice pleasure, you know.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about this connection, and I'm pretty sure Danny Brownie had to do with it, and it's with SillyWalks, really well-known producers in Europe, and actually well-known producer in the whole world, with big hits with Chronics and some other guys, and you link up with them. So you got this release with 2 new songs with them, and I want to know how it works. Me as a producer, I'm a pretty young producer, but how it works in that way when you connect more than business, as you said, where you connect with them as friends and also as a beat makers and also as a guitar guy, and also they are like the whole thing. So how is that connection with them?
Yeah, man. I mean, they are super professional, and I like that, you know. The thing with me and even the industry, it doesn't matter what you do. If you play an instrument, if you're on the business side, if you're a producer, if you're an artist, you know, I am very attracted to energy, you know what I mean? So I can tell if somebody has a good energy or a bad energy once I'm in their presence, you know? So when even you right now, I know that you have a good energy, you know, because I can feel that. You know?
Yeah, man, the same.
So when they came to Jamaica, they actually reached out to me from 2016, I think. And at that particular time, I was in a contract with VP Records, you know, so it wasn't the opportune time for me to even work outside the project I was working on with VP Records, you know. And they were very patient, and I really appreciated that, because, you know, they identified with the talent and they told me that, you know, we should work someday because they're super talented. And I think the same of them, you know, they do a lot of good music, you know what I mean, good hits, you know what I mean. So when they reached out to me, it was easy for me to say yes, you know, because what they do, what they stand for, and as I said, the energy, you know, is something I connect with. So when I finally get to meet them in person, and how chill they were, and how authentic they think about reggae, and how important they think reggae is, you know, in the musical world, you know, that kind of put the icing on the cake for me, you know. And they also care a lot about, you know, life and not just music. And for me, that is important for me, because, you know, you have to care about life, because without life, there's no music, you know.
There you go.
So when I get to meet them, you know, we have conversations, you know, we have lunch, you know, we go to the studio, you know, we just have a little walk and stuff like that. It was important for me, and, you know, that, I think, cemented, you know, the relationship that we have, you know. And from there on, then it was, you know, consistent dialogue, you know. And I even appreciate that too, because I'm a person, you know, I like to dialogue, you know, because even as it relates to the singles, it has been done for some time, you know, before the release date, but, you know, they are so timely. It is amazing, you know, for me, because even though you teach me, it is so timely right now to the war that is going on in Sweden. That in Ukraine, Russia and Ukraine war. It is so amazing, you know. So it's like they already chose to release it around this time, before the war, you know. So it's like them on
just in time.
Yeah, so being timely, is important in the music industry too. Sometimes, you do a song and you can't wait to release. But, sometimes, somebody sees the bigger picture, or maybe it's connected spiritually, so they can know that, this is the right time, to release the music. You know what I mean? So definitely good energy for me is very, very important in working together, because I am not somebody that will tell somebody, I won't work with you because you have no name. I will not do that. I will work with the smallest of the smallest to the biggest of the biggest, as long as, our energy, connects. Mm-hmm.
I share that feeling, and actually me as a DJ or as a producer, I try to do that, and I learned that from some of you guys, the artists that share that specific vibe. Usually you try to work with somebody and you have it on the studio right there and it's not the vibe, and so you think, what happened here, what's going on? And it's that specific feeling with the reggae, with what you're doing with your work. So I think it's you're going right, marking the spot on this of the music business.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about the two tracks. I have You Teach Me, and it says a little explanation that it's a little bit of acceptance of a different people views this specific track. So it's also you have a special guest on that reading, that is Alberto.
You could have tough like Ayana. One day you're gonna be a wounded lion. So here's my shoulder to cry on. So we both make it in Zion.
It was already released. So let's talk about You Teach Me. This specific track, I really like the rhythm and obviously your lyrics.
Yeah, man. So You Teach Me, alright. This is alright music, right? Based on what the track tells me, I write along that line. So when I listen to the music and the instrumentation, the thing for me, nowadays rhythms, there's no storytelling in the rhythm. I think we lose that essence. You find that if you listen, You Teach Me, and you know that there's a bridge, stuff like that. There's vamps. We're kind of missing that today. So when I heard that, it just spoke to me and tell me, these are German producers, that are doing this, and this is authentic reggae. And they're basically teaching me stuff too, within the instrumental, because, I'm young, they're more mature, so they are more, even though I live in Jamaica, they are connected to reggae a little bit more than me, because they've been around for some time, so the first thing came to my mind is that you teach me, I will teach you, meaning that what you have gems in your culture, I have gems in my culture. There is nothing wrong with sharing your gems. So I saw that sharing my gem with somebody from a different culture and they doing the same to me, is the beginning of peace. For me, so for instance, the people in the Middle Eastern countries, they know a lot about oil mining and stuff like that. They know that. For people in the Caribbean, they don't really know that much, but they know a lot about agriculture. So I could share what I know about agriculture to them, and they share what they know about oil mining to me. So that is how I see the world. If we just collaborate, we work together. Doesn't matter where you live. You in Costa Rica, I'm in Jamaica. You have your gems, I have my gems. We just share each other gems. So that is how I saw it. Not and in the song I said that no one race has it all. Not one set of people has it all. No one people has it all right. To me, we all have to come together, and that's how we get it right. So it was easy for me to write that song, because that's how I view life, So separate and apart from the track speaking to me and telling me this is what I need to put on the rhythm,
And this is what the world needs right now. They're right. If we get to that specific point, I think we will find peace. It's hard, but it's true, and we really appreciate that you're using this tool, this big tool called music, to send this awesome message. Thank you very much for that. And the other one is Trouble Bubble. It was released on the March 25th, right?
Yeah, man.
And it was part Junior Blender, part of this track. So let's talk about this one, this second awesome track that we're going to put, obviously, on the dating.
Love when you do the trouble bubble, I could you bubble for me. And I love when you do the trouble bubble, I put your body on me.
So for me, as I said, the instrumental always talk to me. You know, it tells me what to put on the track. When I heard it, the first thing I thought about, you know, is that deep connection and intimacy, you know, between a man and a woman that is missing, you know, in the dance hall. You know, but when you look in the dance hall nowadays, you know, man is dancing by themselves, females dancing by themselves. I mean, yeah, that is not how I learned it. You know, I learned that, you know, when dance hall, you know, begins, which is a space, you know, you take your female with you and you hold her close and you rock to whatsoever song, whatever music that is playing. So when I heard the instrumental, that is the first thing that came to my mind. And I was like, I need a nice topic to put on this. And the first thing that, I didn't even think about it. You know, the first thing that came to me was Trouble Bubble. I don't even know why. but the first thing, I love when you do the Trouble Bubble. I could you bubble for me. So when I started to sing it, I was like, yo, so Trouble Bubble, what does that mean? You know, and then, you know, I whatever voice that was talking to me, you know, spoke and said, you know, Trouble Bubble will be more like, you know, that intimacy type of connection, you know, that, you know, when you see in the dance hall a man whining on a woman, you know, it's just that intimate connection. And, you know, that was the explanation I got, you know, and I was saying like, you know, it's a really good explanation and I will work with it, you know.
Awesome. It's a great track and I'm pretty sure the people in Costa Rica will dance with it. It's that 80s roots vibes, and so with your boys and the I don't know, love it. I love it. I love the track, and I think it's really good. So from now, what's next for Jah Lil? What's going on? I was checking that you were pretty active with the Reggae Month on February, and so what's next? You have, I don't know what's going on in Jamaica with the concerts, what's going on with if you're going outside Europe, I don't know, maybe America.
Yeah, man. So I mean, a lot of things. You can expect a lot of shows. We are doing. We currently did, you know, the 2 shows in the Reggae Month, as I would say, as well. You know, we did shows for JCDC as well. You know, because as I said, they identify with the talent. You know what I mean? We did another show with Jaria in Jamaica. You know, that is also a nice little platform. You know what I mean? What we did now, we have a next show coming up in Jamaica as well. It is, let me see, it is a tribute, you know, for our reggae artists that passed. You know, so we have that to do. You know, we have other links, you know, for shows in Trinidad and Tobago. You know, we have other links to the shows in Europe, you know what I mean? So the shows are coming, you know, so we give thanks for that. Also, we're working on a lot of songs, you know. To be honest, I have a lot of songs that could compile at least 7 albums, the least. You know, so yeah, we've been doing that for a while. It's just that we never get a chance to release because, as you say, everything is timing, you know, because we want to properly promote the tracks. You know, right, so it's just timing, you know, so those will be released soon, you know. Even more songs from SillyWalks, you know, we have at least 3 more songs, you know, so we give thanks for that. We're working with Teflon Zinc Fence. We have a lot of tracks with Teflon Zinc Fence, so also that is gonna be a big thing, a good thing,
yeah,
you know, so it's just a lot of things, you know. People can listen out, look out, because we're active now. You know, we're never that active before, but we're active now. You know, because now is the time, you know?
You will start getting the plays from Costa Rica. I'm pretty sure of that. And hopefully one day we can get here also. We can do a madness here. What do you think?
Yeah, man, because I mean, I am looking forward, you know, to come to Costa Rica because I know it's a beautiful place, it's a wonderful place. You know, a lot of people like reggae there, love reggae there. You know, so I really, you know, appreciate any nation, you know, that, you know, appreciate my type of music. also I appreciate whatever, you guys offer. So I'm really looking forward, to coming to Costa Rica. I've done a couple of dubs already for Costa Ricans and I've done, a little, shout out and, they really love, the vibe of reggae and everything that it brings, so I'm definitely looking forward to, come to there.
Great. It sounds great. Last question. You have 2 more songs with SillyWalks. Maybe you're planning an EP, a full EP, or maybe an album, or it's just like the singles?
All right. So it's all about, what they plan, because as I said, they love the talent, that they identify with the talent, and they want to do works, so whatever view, they have moving forward, I will be a part of that. I have no problem with that. We have 3 other tracks, one an Afrobeat, because I'm very versatile. People don't know this, but I am a very versatile artist. This was me from the beginning, but, is what is being released, people partake of that. And I have no issue with that, So I don't want people to be surprised when they hear, Jah Lil on a song, an Afrobeat. I'm a piano. Coming. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So definitely we have a lot of works with them, and I know they're going to do future works because, as I said, they're really interested, in working with me. So yeah, man. So we're looking forward for those singles to be released as well, and it might be an EP, might be an album. You never might know. So we're just waiting on them, for confirmation for whatever. We just get to work,
Awesome. Well, Jah Lil, I don't want to take much of your time. I really appreciate this awesome interview. I really like it. I love the vibes out there and where you are. And I love your message, your music. Thank you very much. As I told you, I'm pretty sure Costa Rica will identify with your music. And we'll start promoting this as a messenger as you are. So thank you very much. I hope this SillyWalks is just the start, just the beginning for something huge for you. And I'm pretty sure I will look touring the world. I will look you touring the world. So thank you very much. I don't know if you have a final message for Costa Rica Reggae Massive, for the Docta Show, or for whoever you want. We're here to promote you, okay?
Yeah, man. So, I have to big you up, 100%, 1,000%, for having me. It was a pleasure, and people should continue to tune in, to call into the doctor, Definitely, you're doing stuff, that people need in the reggae industry, in the music industry, we appreciate you, If I could tell anybody anything right now, in Costa Rica, in the world, it doesn't matter where you're from, just go out and love somebody, because the world, that's all the world needs, and it is simple if you put yourself in somebody else's shoe, so try to put yourself in somebody else's shoe, even though you're not going through that, whatever they're going through, the experience, put yourself in their shoe and treat others as you will have them treat you, treat others as you will have them treat you. Trust me, you will not have somebody treat you bad. So if you will not have somebody treat you bad, treat somebody else that way. And you'll have a better world.
Yeah, I love the message. Once again, thank you very much. And I hope we can get you here in Costa Rica pretty soon. We will be singing your songs right there out loud, okay? Keep spreading the message. Thank you very much. And Costa Rica. Costa Rica, muchas gracias. Esto fue The Docta Show, otra entrevista a cargo de Docta Rhythm Selecta, mi brother Jah Lil, representando para todos ustedes. Espero sigan con nosotros. Gracias Publi-Ciudad por hacer esto posible, por ahí haciendo la grabación y edición. Además de eso, Kai from Reading Magazine y SillyWalks Show, and big up you them. Así que thank you very much, Jah Lil, and have a great day. Big up.
Hey man, blessings, respect.
Yeah man.